This week's podcast, we have luxury agent Julia Crispiel, just relocated to Serhant, Ryan Serhant's new brokerage. She's leading the charge in Nassau County. She has an unbelievable story. It'll tug at your heartstrings, but shows how perseverance and hard work can get you anything you want. Check it out. Yeah, kid. Welcome back to another episode of Smells Like Cappy with Handsome. I'm your host, Charles Moyer, aka the Handsome Home Buyer, aka Captain Permit, aka Woo! It's Mara. Do this.
Should we get up and dance?
Do this. Can you dance?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I could dance.
Really?
Yeah. I was also a ballet dancer for 13 years.
I feel
But I was like, I could like salsa.
Not to be stereotypical, but I feel like genetically Russian women can dance to
anything.
Everything. Did you know I'm Russian?
No, I did not.
I'm 25%.
Good to know.
So I'm.
What'd you do? 23andMe?
No, I don't want the man having all my own.
I hear you.
I'm sure they already have it. I'm sure they already know everything about me. Like they know everything that's going on. Not that it's that exciting, but yeah, no, I've never done that before. But I'm allegedly 50% Sicilian, 25% Polish, 25% Russian. My mother converted before I was born, so I'm Jewish. Had a bar mitzvah.
Very cool.
So I'm a member of the club with you.
Good stuff.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Good to hear.
So Julia Crispiel, I said that right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
I know.
And now you're here,
it.
And I'm excited. You had a lot of
Me
stuff.
too.
You had a lot of stuff going on. Transition. Just went to a new brokerage. Mazel tov,
Yes.
and it looks great.
It's amazing.
You look like you're having a good time.
Having a good time.
Young energy.
Correct.
Which Long Island is very much lacking. We were discussing before.
Yep.
Young energy.
So we needed a shift.
Mm-hmm.
We needed to bring the New York City
vibe
to Long Island. We're
Okay.
working on it, and we're getting there. We have a really good Long Island team.
Mm-hmm.
Nassau, Suffolk, Hamptons,
Okay.
part of Suffolk. But yeah, we have a really dynamic, good group of people that are hustling. They want to work. They're motivated. They're excited. They want to think outside the box. And I think a lot of people are lacking that.
I'm with you 100%. I feel like, I have this thing I talk about all the time. You may or may not have heard me say it before, where I call it broker beef, right? So broker beef that I feel like 99% of the brokers don't do shit for their agents. And it's this very like stale, traditional model of real estate. And that we need like a shakeup.
However, there are people that need that shakeup.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, hold on. That's a scratch.
No.
I was like, wait, what am I trying to say?
Come back.
So go back to that. So what I was trying to say, hold on. Lost my train of thought.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure on the podcast.
I had something really good, and then I totally just cropped out.
Some people need the shakeup, some people don't.
So back to the brokerage situation.
Okay.
So you can work for yourself, mom and pop, Sotheby's that I used to work for.
Okay.
Again, now I'm with Serhant. So again, at the end of the day, you're working for yourself. You're individual entrepreneur. You're your business person, male, female, whatever you are, and you're bringing your own business basically. So
you're running your own business.
Yeah.
And nobody teaches you how to do that.
Correct. And like you either have that drive inside of you that you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people that are actually motivated and motivating you, because the goal in life is too short. Whatever you're doing, if you're not happy where you are, no matter what business you're with, you have to be around those motivated, successful, hungry people that have the same vision as you.
So, and this is, I'll preface this by saying, because I get a bum rap. I think sometimes, and Scott and Greg, you can tell me if I'm just being a dick. But I'm not shitting on any one brokerage or not. I'm just trying to be objective at all. So like what I'm saying is not to shit on Sotheby's, right? But why did you leave Sotheby's in favor of Serhant?
So I felt that, again, I started there. I got licensed exactly 3 years ago. Yay.
There you go.
I started off with an amazing mentor who took me under his wing, taught me everything.
Which is very rare.
Very, very rare. So he taught me a lot in a very short amount of time, because unfortunately he passed away last August, very young, very tragic.
How old was he?
He was 41. Yeah.
What happened to him? Can we talk about this? We can't talk about it. Okay, we're not talking about it.
But so he took me under his wing. And for about 10 months, I made $0. And I have 2 young children, and I'm supporting them by myself.
After he passed, you mean?
Before.
Before he passed, got it.
Before. So those days, up until probably maybe like March of last year, 2021, I was making no money. I was doing rentals. I was like, this is too hard. I'm investing 7 days a week. I'm missing all my kids' games. I'm missing all my kids' activities. I'm like nowhere to be found except I'm working and nothing is transpiring.
But now?
So now we're in a different conversation. But I think everything to him, because if it wasn't for him, I would have given up and I would have gone back to corporate America.
Okay.
So when I first started 3 years ago, you know, it was a lot of people trying to figure out if they trusted me. They're investing money, whether they're investors or developers or buyers, sellers.
Do you work with a lot of developers? Because I see you walking through new construction sites.
I do, and I have a vast amount of resources.
Okay.
So a lot of the people that I work with, I've either done deals with or I'm trying to do deals with. But again, like I've had a decent amount of exposure with them, and I feel like at this point they've trusted me enough to feed me some business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or you're just basically going to charismatically torture them, as I say, until they give it to you.
100%.
It's like you're either I don't take
no for an answer.
I'm going to poke you.
But see, I
in
do
the
it
most
in a very
lovely way.
Yes, I do it in a nice way.
Until
I'm not,
you give me that $2 million listing in Roslyn.
But I hate like the pushy agents. I hate the pushy people.
Nah.
Just not
Pushy
even
doesn't
agents,
work.
just in sales in
Nobody
general.
likes that.
Doesn't work.
So you have a crazy story, which like kind of leads into why you became an agent and just essentially, I mean, change your life, change your kids' lives. I mean, do you want to talk about some of that?
Sure. So I graduated from college back in 2003, even though I'm really 29 years old.
Where'd you go?
I went to SUNY Old Westbury, but I also went to Nassau. So
I
I'm
went
like
to
a
Nassau.
Nassau guy. Yeah.
Nassau is my favorite college.
Me too.
I went to Farmingdale, Nassau, and Hofstra. Nassau was by far the coolest.
Yeah.
I took pottery. Did you take pottery?
No, I
Take
did
golf?
not. I don't remember what classes I took.
What about
because I was
bowling?
barely there. Bowling?
Fucking bowling.
No.
Bowling had written tests. That shit was hard.
Did you? I took Russian and I got a C and I speak it.
How does
Believe
because
that.
that's because they don't teach you real Russian.
No, I know.
It's like Spanish. In high school, I bombed it, but I'm like pretty decent now. But like car was coche, which is really a horse and buggy. Like that's
Coche.
bullshit. They're not really teaching you real.
No, they're not.
How do you fail Russian when you're?
I didn't fail. I got a C.
How do you get a C in Russian?
But I did.
How?
I don't know. I didn't. You know what it was? I was at the point in my life, 20 years old, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, which direction I wanted to go, and I was.
Did you like your 20s?
It was fun.
I didn't like my 20s.
No.
Not that I didn't like it. I mean, life is awesome. Guys, this is good for you to know because you're in your 20s, right? It only gets better.
It does get better.
20s are fucked up. So it's like extreme inner turmoil. You don't know where you fit into the world, what you want to be.
True.
You feel like you're running out of time, but all you have is time.
Yep.
It sucks.
It does suck.
And now 20 years don't even, like these guys don't even have bars. They can't even go to bars.
It's a different lifestyle.
Not the same. There's no clubs. There's no Hofstra bars with girls with wet t-shirt contests and all that crap. When was the last time you were
at those crazy Hamptons houses and parties? Did you ever go? Like Neptunes?
What, with the guys on juice slamming their chests into each
Yes.
other like gorillas? No, that's
You
not
don't
for me.
remember that?
I would have gotten trampled. It's like 140 pounds at that time.
Oh my God.
Right? You were there, weren't you?
I definitely
You have a tribal
was.
band tattooed?
No, I have no tattoos.
Really?
No tats.
Me neither.
Because you know what? I have commitment problems.
Do you?
Well, like with myself.
You were married with your
No,
two
not like
kids.
relationship
Oh,
commitment
okay.
problems. Like commitment to like myself or certain
Well, I mean,
things.
all right, but outside the tattoo, and that's understandable. Like, what other? Like, what else? Like piercings? Like, what are we talking about here?
No,
Should we?
just my ears.
Should we veer off this topic?
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. I mean,
I'm curious to know the
I'm
commitment.
not like an undercover something else. I mean, like
No,
between
not
us,
that.
That's not to be.
I don't have any tattoos either because I like a buddy of mine has a Rastafarian lacrosse player on his back that he got when he was 18. It's like, bro, you're gonna regret that. Like that's the only thing I feel like I would get if I was good. Did you ever see that? What's that cologne that like guys wore in high school that I still wear when we were in high school?
Like
Because we're the same age.
CK1 or whatever. it
No,
was.
not that one. The one with like the male bottle with the neck clamp thing and it's got the stripes. What is that guy? John Paul Gaultier.
Yes.
There was an ad. You ever see the ad with the sailor and he had like the full sleeve of tattoo things, the two sparrows and everything? Flowers.
No, I must
around
have
his-
missed that one.
I'm like, this is gonna be me. I'm gonna be that guy, and everyone just looked at me like that's terrible. But aside from that, like the only tattoo I think I would get is because this bracelet gets annoying. Is my evil eye.
Yeah.
Every time I take this off, my life goes to shit.
It's protection. Plus you have the humps on there.
Yeah, you're into this stuff.
Good. I am very into that
Right?
stuff. I don't have anything on me, but
You need it.
I know. I
telling
forgot
you.
it at home.
I took this
It
like
didn't go with my
a couple months ago. I took this thing off for 2 weeks. Everything went to hell. I put it back on.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
Good.
That's it.
Yeah.
It might have just been a coincidence.
Could
But
have been. It's a mindset.
so that's the only thing. Yeah, maybe I would do that. But yeah, no tattoos for me either.
Good stuff.
But yeah, some people might. Do you think I have commitment problems? I don't. So I'm 42 years old. I flip.
And you look like you're like 30.
Thank you.
See?
I
The
flip.
jeans.
I think it's the no marriage and no kids thing. More the no kids thing.
You could
Than the
babysit my
marriage.
kids anytime.
No, I don't know.
Two boys.
I know it. I know what I'm getting
Have
into.
fun with them.
This is like when I was in college, all my buddies were like, I can't wait to get out of college and start working. I'm like, why would you want to do that? I want to stay here forever.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the parenting thing for me, although it kind of sounds crappy. Like, not that I wouldn't want to be a parent one day, because maybe I would, but I know what's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, I'm going to have a kid. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's going to be
It's
amazing.
a lot of work.
I was an asshole as a child. Ask my dad. He's on the other side of this wall. He will tell you I was an asshole. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't
A
know.
lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of time.
So go back to the story that I rudely interrupted during your commitment
I
issue
don't
phase.
remember. Oh, what were we talking about?
College.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I said
So when I
NASCAR.
graduated college, I went into the corporate America world. I became a corporate meeting and event planner.
Okay.
Worked in finance, then I went to pharmaceutical meeting
I was
planning,
gonna say I could see you in pharmaceutical sales,
but not
crushing it.
sales.
You could.
Meeting planning. So I was stuck behind a desk,
Okay.
organizing, planning all the logistics
Hated it.
So I'm not like,
Where did you grow up?
I'm on the South Shore,
You a Merrick girl?
Oceanside.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
All right. Keep it going.
straight up. You know,
Event
yeah.
planning.
So I did that for 17 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Well, after 2008, we all lost our jobs. I was in finance, and then I went on my own, became a consultant.
Okay.
So, fast forward to 3 years ago, COVID was pretty much just starting out, the pandemic, and
No more events.
that was it. No more events, no more traveling. I would travel to these events. I was like, again, with Fortune 500 clients. So it was
That's
very
cool.
senior level.
Yeah.
So I do love what I did because it planted the seed for my business now in
Okay.
real estate and working with a lot of high level.
Would you consider your? Because I never want to like. Would you consider yourself a luxury agent?
I do. 90% of my business is luxury. However,
Define luxury at a price.
so like $1 million plus
Okay.
on the North Shore of Long Island.
Which I'm with that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I think it takes just as much work, if not more work, to sell a $400,000 house as it does to sell a $2 million house.
Yeah.
Might as well get 5 times the commission for it.
Yes, it's not as easy though, and there's a lot more money and marketing involved.
Yes.
They sit longer.
Yes.
Really just depends on how you're presenting the house. It's all a matter of, listen, anyone could be an agent.
Okay.
It's a matter of like how you're presenting it, how you're showcasing
True.
it, video, photos, personal interaction with whoever's coming in, whether it's an
Yeah.
agent or a direct buyer. Same thing with the sellers.
100%. Keep
Oh, sorry.
going.
Okay. So my previous life pretty much transpired into real estate, and here I am.
That's not the story.
Oh, then what's the story? What's the story?
You've been through do you not want to talk about it?
Okay, I'll talk about it.
We don't have to.
No, we can talk about it.
You sure?
Okay, so wait, let's go back. Wait, we could go because I could talk all day. No, really. And I'm sure you could too.
Yeah, it's a Jewish thing.
It really
Scott,
is.
embrace it.
Embrace it. So basically, this is before the pandemic. So I have 2 children. They're 7 and 10. When they were 1 and 3, I was still consulting, working for a television network,
Mhm.
planning their corporate incentive trips, working with advertising agencies, booking, and pretty much creating
Mhm.
experiences
Got it.
for the clients. So whether it was in the Bahamas, Miami, Montana, I brought people to
That must
like
have been awesome.
a luxury dude ranch. And like, again, life for me was creating experiences.
Okay.
And I love that because as much as you're sitting behind a computer and planning and creating logistics, once you're on site and you're seeing people step outside of their element,
Yeah.
coming from like New York City, 1,500 square foot apartments, if that, and
To a
going
dude
into, yeah.
That actually has that type of mindset. Like I always say to people, everyone's in the hospitality business, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what business you're in. You have to create experience for the people that you. So for me, I create an experience for real estate agents and I create an experience for investors, right? So realtors, how do I do that? When you sell me a house, when we got renovated and it's beautiful, and then I do the pictures, we do video with you, we promote you. I even write the description, put the lockbox on, everything. So you get an email that has everything clearly laid out with the pictures ready to go. We're taking videos, it's everywhere, like, and that's the experience, right? That's the incentive. So I feel like as an agent, that's what you have to do for your buyers.
100%.
And it's cool, and your buyers and sellers, and that's why it's cool that you have that background.
And it's based on relationship,
Everything.
right? So everyone that I've worked with, people ask me all the time, they're like, you got started, where did you start? And I said, I started based on having just basic relationships with people, treating them as if they are my friends, right? I'm not gonna guide you. Listen, I could sell you this if I wanted to, but if I don't think that that's the right fit for you, if there's a problem, right? Of course, you're the ultimate end user. You're the one that has to make the decision, but I'm part of, allowing them to have an opinion.
Yeah, of course.
And giving an opinion.
Well, I feel like, so before this, I owned a Mako body shop franchise. Like, Oh Better Get Mako on TV. We're fucking old. Like, they don't know what that is. We're old.
What's Mako? Do you know?
No. Right? Yeah, no. Mako, you know what Mako is? Oh Better Get Mako?
Oh, he knows.
I mean, I didn't know that before I worked here.
Okay.
Now you know.
You didn't know that either, did you? Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah.
Are they still in business?
Yeah, there's like
They
600
are?
of these things.
Wow,
They're all over the
okay,
place.
all right, I know.
So my dad's partner, because my dad had another one, and he was a classically trained salesman, like Zig Ziglar, Tommy Hopkins, used to sell Electrolux vacuum cleaners door to door in the
Wow,
70s.
yeah.
So I was trained in the classic art of sales. And we had different boards, and there was different parts of the sale. There was discovery period at the car, then there was the presentation at the board, and then there was the like kind of explanation and the close. But basically, like the sign of a good salesman is like leading people where you want them to go, that you feel is best for them, while they feel like they're actually making the decision on their
Right,
own.
and you have good intentions.
Yes,
and
you
they
have to have
feel
good-
trusted
Yes.
in you and you in them.
You have to believe in your product or service. Yes,
Right.
you can't just be selling somebody shit or you're just a
Of course.
scumbag.
And you have to believe that you're the best.
Yes.
Without having an ego. But of course, like, why would you work with you? Why would you work with me?
Yes.
Because you know that you're the best at what you do.
I like it. So how the hell did we get here?
We got here, I don't know, we like went to 15 different conversations.
That's what happens.
This is what happens. But we were going back. So basically, my kids were little, 1
Okay.
and 3 years old.
Got it.
And all of a sudden, again, wait, go back. Sorry. So my kids were 1 and 3 years old, and my husband got a horrible diagnosis, terminal illness, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. We ran around the country, spent a lot of time, money, efforts, health, you name it, to try to find an answer, try to find a cure, which didn't exist.
What are like how do you know you have that? Like, what are the
He started
initial
losing
signs?
mobility in his right hand.
Okay.
Then it started going through the arm, then started going to the other side. The man was never even sick with a cold. So again, life unfortunately pivoted into something that we never expected. And at that point, a year fast forward, he ended up on a ventilator, went into cardiac arrest, respiratory failure, survived it, and his strength prevails. It's 6 years later. Sadly, he's not in the best place. He's stable, but completely paralyzed, can't communicate. So basically, when I got licensed as an agent,
Yeah.
I lost my entire other business because of COVID, because of the situation at home. And all I kept thinking was, what am I going to do to survive? I have no other income. I have nobody supporting me except myself and for my 2 children. So I had no choice but to rise above, not fail and fold, and continue to figure out solutions and ways to grow my business and make money.
I mean, as we were talking like before on offline, I was like, it puts things in perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like people complain about, I don't know,
Their hair.
people
Whatever.
spend an hour touching up a picture before they put it on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then you're dealing with it you deal with, right?
Right.
And I guess it's interesting to kind of understand you and your mindset at the time, because it's like you could have either crawled up into a ball in the corner.
And that's easy to do. That's very easy to do.
Or-
So most people that are going through things, they just don't have either the mindset or the tools to elevate, to see, okay, what am I going to do to get through this? So, in their defense, they might not know. Again, like I also went through a period of my time that for the first 2 years, I'm like, I wasn't eating, I wasn't taking care of myself. I was like a corpse.
I can't even.
And then I one day woke up and I said, if I don't get up and figure this out, we're screwed. I don't know what we're going to do. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. So, but the interesting thing is, right? So I don't really know you. This is our first, like, I've met you briefly.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we're getting to know each other. On social media, and I know it's social media, you really appear to have a very balanced and extremely fun and active lifestyle.
Yes.
You know,
It's not fake like most people.
no,
have,
I don't think,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that. I was like, you know, you'll say that and certain people will be like, yeah, you know, it's harder, it's this or it's that. But you seem to really do a very good job at balancing all of it.
Yes.
Like you seem to be, you spend time with your kids. Like for me as somebody who's like 42 years old, obsessed with his business and getting to a certain point where, you know, when I die, I feel satisfied that I've achieved something that like
Correct.
nobody else can.
Same.
Right. So I haven't had kids and got married to this point for a couple of different reasons, but that's part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how much of my attention is that going to take away, which therefore won't give me the amount of time to put towards this particular goal, right?
So realistically, no matter what you're going through or what time of your life you're at, it's all about balance and figuring out a way to balance.
Does balance really exist though?
It does.
I mean, you seem very
in certain
balanced.
ways. I am, but again, like people don't see behind the scenes also,
Yes.
right? So like my close family and friends, they know what it's like to go through my life on a day-to-day basis. Like I have an amazing nanny / assistant / she's literally like my work. She's like my wife without like me being like with her. But I call her that because she's literally, there's very few people that I could really realize that I could depend on and has my back like full-heartedly,
Got it.
that actually cares. Because unfortunately, as you go through certain phases and situations in your life, and the more success you get to, nobody's really truly happy for you. And you start to realize some of the people that are really there for you, that want to help you and want to see you achieve your next goals and really grow, to empower not just yourself. I'm not doing it for everyone else. I'm doing it for myself and for my kids.
Yeah, of course.
Right? But the goal is, if I could help one more person get up from whatever situation they're going through and like kind of guide them, or at least just be a cheerleader, because I know there's been times that I've needed it and I've gotten that on the flip side. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but it seems to be like, so how do you, for example, I'll see you spending time with the kids, then I'll see you out like doing your thing. Then
Or
you're
jumping
like,
off a boat.
yeah, or like jumping in a pool
I
or
love
like
that
at a
because-
cool party.
so-
I'm just like, how do you sleep? Like,
No, I went to bed at 2 a.m. I'm like, why am I?
what time did you get up?
This morning I woke up at 6:30. Usually, so yes.
So you don't,
Usually I go to bed by like midnight,
okay.
but sleep is obviously important. I'm trying to work on that. So like little tweaks here and there that have to be resolved.
But typically you're like a 4-hour sleep a night person.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure
You know
out how
what
it
it
comes
is?
together.
I realize that self-care is very important. I make sure to work out. 2 years ago, I was a little more into like 5 days a week working out. Now I'm lucky if I get 3 or 4 days in. Good for the mind, good for the body, good for your focus.
Yep.
Try to take care of myself. I also believe that we're only given one life. And that's one thing that my husband taught me, that I'm kind of pushing forward, that he lived his life to the fullest up until he was 40 years old. So when everyone else is like, slow down, don't buy a Porsche, don't open a business, don't do this, don't do that, he went and he still did it because he was inspired to do it. He wanted to prove everyone wrong that he could handle it. Unfortunately, circumstances were different. He got sick. He wasn't able to fulfill the rest of his dreams to raise his kids. You know, we had many dreams that kind of got crushed. Well, not kind of, really got crushed. And so I look at it a lot differently because of his strength and what he showed me from when I was 26 years old when we met, was to get up every day, do what makes you happy. When people tell you no, do it 10 times harder and better, and live your life, because tomorrow you don't know what that brings. So that's why I live my life. I'll go out. I'll go to restaurants. I will. It's also networking too.
Yeah.
Listen, I go to
No,
Cipollini's.
of
I
course.
know everybody there. I go
No.
wherever I know people in my sphere. But I also think that I too deserve a life
100%.
and I want to live
100%.
because it was shut down for a long time. I'm a good mom. I take care of my kids. I make sure I give them the best life. I'm good to my friends. I'm good to my family. Everything else is bonus.
No, it makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just something that when I see people like you that seem to be very balanced, keeping it all together, I ask them because I'm not a balanced person by nature. So it's just always interesting to ask people.
But no one's really balanced.
Well, that's why I said,
I
is
don't
anybody
care
ever
who like
really
the best
balanced?
public speaker is, or top CEO, whatever, that seems like they have it together. Like nobody really has it fully together. A lot of it is perception.
100%. And social media adds like a million to that.
Oh yeah.
It's the highlight reel. So I'd like to talk to you also a little bit about, the market and the luxury market, right? Because a lot of the agents that I talk to are more in like the first time home buyer, but definitely like sub $1 million. So I don't really discuss the market you work everywhere, but a lot of North Shore stuff, like you said, north of $1 million. What's your sweet spot? It's like 1 to 3 you find? You'll do all of it, but like what's the...
I have some deals that have been below the $1 million mark. Again, like I don't like to turn away business because I feel like every client, whether it's $500,000 or $5 million, should deserve the same respect and the same attention.
Yeah.
Which is how I run my business personally. That's what I like. But the 1 to 3 is typically my average price points. And again, mostly on the North Shore, Gold Coast of Long Island. The market's definitely done a little bit of a shift, as sure you know, also between the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of buyers that I'm working with put the brakes on right now for the next few months.
So let me ask you this question. When they say that, are they saying because they think the market's going to come down? Are they tired of dealing with all the craziness of like bidding wars and shit? Or is it summer? Because I think what a lot of people don't realize is, so like rates spiked, that's a real thing. It was 2.5%, it's 5.5%. Like that's a real thing. Okay, let's not try to ignore that. But it's also summer. Like it's also beginning of July, graduations, 4th of July, all that stuff. So it always kind of mellowed out, even though people don't realize it. Every year this year, I'm like, what's going on? Feels like mellow. And I'm like, oh, it's July.
But it also depends. There's some people that need to get into certain school districts as
True.
kids.
No, that's true.
Some people are waiting to see what happens with the market. They lost a lot of money in the stock market. So now they're looking at their investments, what they could have afforded 6 months ago. Now they're taking a pause.
The crazy part of that is like, it's so psychological and stupid because it's like, if you have a stock portfolio worth $1 million today, that's worth 300,000 tomorrow, and you haven't sold anything, you didn't lose 700 grand.
Right.
You lose $700,000 of perceived wealth.
Correct.
That if you're not going to sell is going to come back anyway, because that's what happens all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I get it.
And we're even in the luxury market seeing price drops as well. They're not moving as quickly as they were. Where we used to have bidding wars, we'd have multiple offers within the first weekend. Now it's a little bit lengthier in time.
But that wasn't also like normal, healthy, or sustainable, right? That's what I tell people. I'm like, you think selling a house that's a piece of crap for 80 grand over ask in the first 3 hours is normal? It's not.
It's not.
Like normal is price a house appropriately under contract in 30 days. That's normal. That's normal.
Correct.
And
I think a lot of people got into real estate during the pandemic because like, oh my God, they see these big dollar signs, but they don't realize, it's going to be the strong that stay afloat.
Always.
And then everyone else is going to fall behind. Some of my lenders that I work with, they're telling me the same thing.
Do you think there's going to be a price drop? If so, what percentage across the board or within different ranges of, the market where it's like the first time home buyer, the 500 to million plus, and over what time frame?
So I think in Long Island, anything between the 500 to $1 million mark typically goes quicker than the million plus. I don't think that, again, 6 months ago, I had 67 people at an open house. Over a weekend, it was gone with multiple way over asking bids. Now, I think, where you had 67, now you might have 5.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's just still fine.
It's still great.
I always tell people, all you need is one. You're going to have to be a little more patient now. I have been pricing stuff a little bit lower, and then the market pushes it where it needs to, just err on the side of caution. But I think the market's going to, every new deal that I'm underwriting for, I underwrite to see if I'm running like a catastrophic analysis on it. So I'm like, if the market drops 15%, does this thing still make money? And if the answer is yes, then I do the deal. If not, then I don't do the deal. Right. But in theory, and I've been lucky enough to be having some conversations with like very, very, very high level, fund managers and developers with the 3D printing stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
I still have to make it out there.
You got to see it.
I'm definitely coming out. In the next few weeks, I'm driving out there.
You will really appreciate it because you have taste, and it's like what we're going to end up turning into is kind of like Brooklyn industrial warehouse type of thing meets suburbia.
I love it.
I'm totally, people are like, the concrete and the lines. I'm like, bro, you got to see the big picture.
You have to see the big picture.
You got to see it come together with like the Edison bulbs and the wide plank floors and like all that dope shit. But I think you're going to go anywhere, depending on your market, from like flat to like a 12% drop, which isn't horrible.
Not horrible.
It's not like, the end of the world. It's not like 2008. Like it's not 2008.
But then it's also a matter of convincing your sellers to understand that the market shifted and them saying, well,
that takes time.
I was expecting $300,000 more
for my
plus.
But it was never worth that to begin with.
Correct.
That's the thing. And people like freak out about recession and this and that. But at the same time, it's like there's twice as many job openings as there are people for jobs. Like when you go out to a restaurant or something, is it filled with people?
Filled with people.
Fucking filled with people.
But there's never enough staff.
That's the thing. It's
like you're waiting for hours.
The whole thing doesn't make sense. I don't understand exactly what's going on.
No one wants to work.
I don't know if it's Bitcoin or Amazon stuff, but I don't know what's going on. But nobody wants to work traditional jobs, but everybody like has money and is running around and they need to hire
people.
They're
doing NFTs, doing all that.
But they're talking about like having a recession. I don't understand it. It's very strange. But what am I seeing? The thing that I'm seeing, which is actually kind of weird, which happens this time of year also, is a lot of showing activity, people not quick to pull the trigger.
Right.
Which is interesting. And then some people will say, oh, well, they're seeing if the prices go down. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make any sense. Like if you want to wait for the prices to go down, you stop going and you hang out for 6 months and you see what goes on. You don't spend every weekend looking at houses to not pull the trigger. Yeah, nobody has time for that. And agents don't have time for that shit either.
No, not at all.
So I don't know what's going on. It's a funky time of year. I want to see what happens in like September. I think the fall into the spring, I think the spring is going to be the real tell.
Yeah.
Spring chickens showed up this year to buy.
Absolutely.
Will they show up next year to buy?
We'll see.
There's still no inventory.
There's no inventory, but the thing is there's always somebody that needs to sell, right? They have a circumstance, their kid goes to college, right, or buy. And we're seeing a lot also from New York City. A lot of the buyers are still coming out.
Yeah.
But again, they're trying to figure out where they want to be, what type of home they're looking for, the price points, because again, they're afraid to pull the trigger.
Do you have your buyers saying, I'm waiting to see if interest rates come down?
Yeah. That just happened to me last week.
That shit ain't gonna happen.
I know. And I have people that were saying they could have afforded X amount of dollars and now they're like down to 400,000 below because they don't feel comfortable spending what they thought a year ago.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So you have to buy a house that's cheaper.
Exactly.
I don't know. This segues back into my perceived commitment issue because I flip 70 to 110 houses a year and I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Is that wrong?
No. Good for you.
Thank you.
Save your money. You don't want to be house rich.
I tried to move back with my mom. She said absolutely not.
She'll make you dinner.
She still does now, and my laundry.
Amazing.
I just learned how to do laundry like 2 years ago. No, I'm sorry. It's like 6 months ago. It's overrated. It's really an overrated experience.
You need to get one of those like folding trays,
I
can see it now.
No, I worked at Kenneth Cole in the mall when I was a kid. I could fold the shit out of something. But for some reason, every time I put the dryer on, it comes out wet. Like I'm still not there.
How are we not drying it?
I pressed the button. It says more dry. How much more dry can it get?
Inside.
What?
Maybe you have lint inside.
Oh, you know what? Fuck, you're right.
You have to clean the lint out.
Shit.
Do I have to teach you like a mom here?
Fuck. No, it's funny that you say that because this morning I woke up, I'm like, why are my clothes dry? And now I realize I didn't clean the lint trap out before. Fuck.
You learned something new.
Thank you for that.
There you go.
That was good. So what's the plan as to go forward? I know that you just moved to Sirhan.
Mm-hmm.
Cool vibe. He seems like a very nice guy.
Very cool.
Got great fucking hair, that guy.
He does.
Great hair. Skin too.
Super innovative, super smart. I love what he's doing. He's expanding obviously into all different markets. We're going into Miami.
Where are the Long Island locations right now?
So
Hamptons?
right now, there's an office in Northport.
Okay.
And an office in the Hamptons.
Okay, that's
So the office that I'm with Rachel King, we are in Nassau County. We're not in an office.
Okay.
But again, we're trying to figure out what the game plan is.
Are there plans to open an office in Nassau?
Possibly.
Okay.
But again, it's still very new. And the reality is we're in the field all the time.
Yeah.
So
No, it doesn't. You don't need it.
For us, I know I used to work in an office. I would maybe go once every few weeks
No.
just to show face. But I would actually set up meetings, set up lunch meetings, have a drink with someone, go to people's offices. Again, I feel like that's more.
If I was a broker and I had a Long Island presence, I would probably have 2 offices that were centrally located within each county, and I would make them very cool, like hangout type of places.
Well,
But
Northport
otherwise, you
is
don't
amazing.
need it.
Yeah. Northport is amazing. He's got a great team growing out there. But right now for Nassau, we're focusing on, face-to-face interactions, going into people's homes.
Yeah, of course.
Not really using an office space so much.
Which, like you said, you're never in it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No.
So,
You'll find me at like coffee shops, somewhere with my computer, always.
so what do what's the future look like for you? Are you nervous about the market? Are you expanding your business and trying to take it to another level and seeing this as an optimum time? What are you looking to do over the next 12 to 18 months?
I'm not the type of person to look too far in advance. I like to take everything day by day.
Okay.
Even though I was a planner in my previous life, I don't like to plan in my personal life at all. But when it comes to business, my goal, obviously right now, I have a feeling a lot of the agents that saw huge amounts of business before the interest rates and before everything started slowing down, they might start falling off. I look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Not going anywhere. Definitely going to continue building relationships, growing, getting involved with more investors, getting involved with more builders, working with more clients, of course, from New York City, and just powwowing and growing to expand into this market.
Is the business really all generated by word of mouth at this point? Like,
Yeah.
it's networking, relationship based, just.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
I don't do cold calling. I don't door knock. That would be pretty fun though if I did go door knock, because I think I could.
Yeah.
You should go with me.
That shit works.
That would be a lot of fun.
I would
actually.
give it a shot.
Like, hey.
I'd be like, does your house smell like happy? No. Okay, then she's got to sell it. If it does,
Exactly.
then I want to buy it. And that's
Right.
just the way it works. We're
Exactly.
the perfect
It's a
tag
good
team.
combo, exactly.
We're perfect tag
Just
team.
start knocking on people's doors.
It's like,
So again, I never handled my business that way. I just went directly to my sphere of influence. Networking is obviously number one. I'm present in a lot of local businesses, so they know who I am. They know if someone's looking for real estate. They know who to refer to.
that makes sense. You do a lot of social media stuff. You do a lot of decent amount of social media
do.
stuff. Has that impacted your business?
It did. I've gotten a lot of business from social media.
Yeah. No,
But again, I
it's
need to do a little bit more like on the video content and stuff. And again, it's very time consuming.
It's very time consuming.
And me personally, I don't have anyone hired to work side by side with me at the moment.
Yeah.
It's my future goals as well to have somebody work with me.
It's kind of like a 2-pronged thing. It's like, if you're going to do stuff like this, you know what? It does, but it really doesn't take that much time, believe it or not. If you put the ideas together, you can bulk shoot stuff in like a very short period of time and have a lot of it to just spread out.
Yeah.
And then basically,
But see, I'm not good at that. I need someone to like stage me and tell me what to do or what to talk about.
but you can't.
And then
because it has to be authentically you.
I know.
But
Like
like-
today, this is authentic.
Yes, no,
It's
of
great.
course. But if you were like I always tell people are like, do you not know what you would say in a video type of thing? Is that one of the
Correct.
things? It's like, I always tell people like, don't overthink it. Anything, like you've sold a lot of houses in your career. Anybody that's watching you hasn't bought or sold a house most likely, or has sold or bought way less than you. So you already know 10, 20, 30, 50 times more than them. Just discussing any part of the process or the market or what's going on is going to be informative for people. Plus, a lot of it is like, I've had people say to me, like, Charles, you put out way too much goddamn content. I'm tired of seeing your face. I'm like, bro, I don't even care if you listen
Then
to
you're
it.
memorable.
Well, that's the thing to me. I'm like, you can fucking not listen to it, but you see my face and you're going
Right.
to remember me.
Yes.
So that's really all I care about.
Believe it or not, I was at a doctor's office 2 weeks ago. I forgot to tell you this.
And my commercial
And I
popped up.
saw the commercial. And
I saw
this
you humping a 2x4.
It was 7:30 in the morning. No, I was like delusional at that point. And I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, holy shit, I know that guy.
Supposed to be
And
on his podcast.
There was a woman, and there's a woman sitting next to me and she goes, that was a very interesting commercial. I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. No joke,
He's
I
out of his
totally
mind.
forgot to tell you.
That's
It's like
funny.
a week and a half ago.
Yep, we're about to shoot the next one.
Pretty good.
It's time to mix
but
it
again,
up.
it's catchy. And you want people to know your face and you're memorable.
Well, that's the thing. And it's like, and this is the thing that people don't understand. It's like, does a commercial work? Yes. It works in a lot of different ways. Like, I probably get one actual physical acquisition directly related to it. Like, hey, saw your commercial, come see my house that's filled with fucking mold and dead cats, and I buy it. And then there's just a lot of people, like even agents, for example. I don't get to like see or talk to you on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Let's say you're sitting in the doctor's office and that thing pops on, and then you get a call 2 hours later about someone that has a hoarder house. You're going to be like,
I know who to call.
I got to call that guy. So there's like a lot of like collateral
Yeah.
damage in a good way
100%.
as a result of that. But you
Again.
have, you have to, marketing, all I know is like, I quantify it so I know where it's going, but there's a lot of money that you're spending on marketing that you don't know exactly where it's going,
Right.
but the phone rings.
Yeah.
So just as long as the phone rings and you're doing it, like you're doing something right.
And people remember, like, that's the person you want to talk to. If you have
Yeah.
even a rental, like, again, I do all different types of business,
Mhm.
but I even have rentals for $2,200 a month.
Whatever.
So again, it's business and it's something. And again, if it's not for me, I could pass it on to someone. Like, again, it's all a relationship. And that's why I like meeting with different types of, even someone like yourself, you're in a different market than I am.
Mhm.
But again, we eventually cross paths,
Of course.
do business together.
The rental
and
thing, I think it's good. A lot of agents, like some people like it, some people don't. Some people make a great living just doing that. But for me, I think you have to have like a mixed bag of business.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what market is going to do what. So like rentals are cool because it's very quick, like short-term cash. You have a rental, boom, you're making $2,200, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, whatever it is. All right, that's cool. And then if you're at a lower price point, have certain houses at a lower price point, they tend to roll faster if the people aren't delusional on the price. And then the more expensive ones take a little bit longer, but when it hits, it's like, yes.
Yes.
Commission on $2 million house is a nice thing.
Right. Minus. You see, keep deducting. It's not really as glamorous as everyone says it is, but
I
okay,
guess.
we should cut that out. That was, maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, that's true. That's real talk. No, I have
But
conversations.
it is, people are like, oh, wow, you closed $40 million in 3 years.
Yeah.
They're thinking I'm making millions of dollars. I'm like, you understand I'm paying a lot of money with like marketing, just the payouts, like everything
Yeah.
that goes into it. It's not like you're making,
And that's why
it has
like-
to be continuous.
No, 100%. And that's why the brokerage is so important on a lot of different levels. Like for me, you're either at one of two places. You're at a lower split in a place that gives you such a massive amount of value that it makes sense, or you're at a place that gives you the biggest split the best split possible. Because, and this is my opinion, other people might think it's different. Environment plays a different role in it. So take that out for a minute. Like, you want to be around, like if you want to be in a certain energy, that has a value to it also.
But that energy brings you more monetary business as well, because if you're surrounded by like-minded
Yes.
people that are hustling, that want to do business, that actually are
Yeah.
doing bigger and better things, that's where your business is going to go also. It's a mindset.
It's a balance of whatever really works for you.
Yeah.
Yes. But there has to be some kind of value. So if you're paying for the value of the environment, cool. If you're paying for the value of the lead gen and the training, that's cool. If you don't care about any of that stuff and you want to run your own business, you're off by yourself, getting the highest split possible. It's just a matter of what really works for you.
Right.
My thing is people care about, like, they're listing their house with you. They're not listing their house
Correct.
with, Remax or this or that. They're listing their house with you.
Mhm.
So like the name
You're
isn't as important.
representing.
Yes. But yeah, it's just a matter of like what's a good fit for everybody.
Yeah.
Speaking of fit, if anybody's out there looking to buy or sell or rent, apparently, because you do it all, even commercial, you got a commercial deal today.
Commercials coming up.
Congratulations. That's very cool. The commercial world is a totally different animal,
Yeah. Yeah.
but very cool. A lot of money in it and very little competition.
Yep.
There's like 300 commercial agents out there, and like there's only really like 3. So the more you learn about it, like the more you can really like dominate.
And again, this whole business, just generally speaking, you could be in this business for 30 years, you could be in it for 1 year. You're always learning, you're always evolving, you're always growing and meeting new people to guide you along the way.
And it can be whatever you want it to be. Like you could do 5 deals a year, you could do 500 deals a year. It doesn't really matter. So
Bigger goals.
bigger goals, that's where we're going.
Come on, not 5, more.
I like it. No, it's awesome. It's whatever your
Yeah.
whatever your thing is. Some guys want to flip 100 houses a year, some guys want to flip 1 house a year. It all depends on what you're into.
You have to start somewhere.
Yes.
But as it keeps going, it's a domino effect.
So how do people reach you, get in touch with you if they're looking to buy, sell, rent, etc.?
I am available 24/7. Clearly, I don't sleep.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. Text, call, email, Instagram. I'm getting into TikTok, although
TikTok is awesome.
I think I need to hire an 18-year-old to help me with that,
You could do it. TikTok is the most frustrating thing in the world. Like I post 3 to 4 TikToks a day. I'm like, I suck. They're getting 3 views. And then all of a sudden, like I hit a video with like 22 million views.
Amazing.
And it just happened.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
So that's what happens. You just have to like keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
I don't know much about it.
Neither do I. Just point,
Just do
shoot,
it.
post. Don't. You know what the key is? Don't rewatch it ever.
Okay.
That's my. So that. If,
So even if it's like super embarrassing and horrible,
I mean, I don't believe in embarrassment.
Okay.
I don't believe in any of that.
you don't care. You have like no filter.
I don't care. Yeah. Society has no hold on me. I don't care. But I think the one rule everybody should have in social media is don't ever rewatch it.
Don't rewatch it and be authentic.
Yeah. Be yourself. Click the post. Forget about it.
Yep.
Don't rewatch it. Because what people do is they watch the shit out of it.
And then it's gone.
Oh, the lighting, the this.
Yes,
I don't
I
want to
know.
do it. I sounded stupid, whatever. No, just post it.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
That's true. Nobody cares.
Obviously, I'm the handsome home buyer. You know, if you have a house that smells like cat pee, dated from the 1960s, 6 inches of mold on the wall, you know I want to buy it. Captain Permit behind me, cranking out permits, 516-513-8838. And I'm 516-777. Sold. That's a wrap.